I just finished my third read of October, which was Salem's Fall by Rectock Ross, a thriller romance that follows along the FMC James Woodson, who is a criminal defense lawyer at this big to-do law firm. At the start of the book, James is clearly going through some struggles from her previous case that didn't really go so well when she is very haphazardly thrown on to another case to defend Damien Blackhollow. Billionaire, CEO, socialite kind of a guy. Damien has been accused of killing his fiancée and needs James Woodson and her whole team to defend him so that he doesn't go to jail. I rated Salem's Fall 2.5 stars. Let's go ahead and discuss. I found this whole premise to be quite intriguing. I was in it. I was so in it in the beginning. I have to say I don't know what happened with this book. It seemed like it didn't know whether or not it wanted to be an actual thriller or a romance. I was under the impression that the A plot of this book was going to be the thriller part of this book, of whether or not Damien Blackhollow killed his fiancé. Also, along with that, like, what is going on with these satanic rituals? Because that is how the fiancé died. She died with a bunch of stuff all, like, carved into her, and that's intriguing. And then, of course, the B plot would have been the romance between, I guess, Damien and James. Not gonna lie, I was kind of rooting for Quinn there for a hot minute. And then what happened with Quinn, I have no idea. I don't know. He just disappeared like halfway through. I was also not a big fan of how terribly unprofessional James was as a lawyer. There's gotta be ethical codes and legalities she is just completely dismissive of that she should probably go to jail for. Also, halfway through this book, the A plot decided to be the B plot and the B plot decided to be the A plot, which threw me for a loop. The whole entire plot of this book just dissolved like candy on a hot summer sun. I had fun reading this book. I was definitely still intrigued. I wanted to see how the author was going to tie up all of these loose ends by the end of it, because there were a lot of loose ends. Yeah, by the end of this book, I had so many more questions left unanswered than answered. And the answers that I did receive were just so... they were just so half-hearted. Like, it was like there was no actual thought behind those answers, and I was not a fan of that. It did make me laugh, though, so take with that what you will. I think if you're interested in reading something very Halloween-coded, like you want Black Cat, you want satanic rituals, you want murder mystery, you want some magic in there, you want small town vibes, you want some fall leaves and pumpkin spice lattes and just pumpkins, I guess, this book might be for you. It definitely had that fall aesthetic vibe going, which was very enjoyable. I do think overall, though, in my opinion, this was not a good book. Anyways, those are my thoughts. That's my discussion, my little rant and ramble of today. Comment down below. Let me know, have you read this book? Have you read any other books by Rectock Ross? Would you recommend them? Would you not? Anyways, happy reading!